All right, so finished up the Monday's practice round. So to kind of show you the process that I go through as these weeks go on. So here's my composition book. I do this to confuse any, anybody that sees this. Everybody always thinks that it is a composition book, but this is my tablet. So inside of my tablet, I always have notes. So I have club notes in here for my 77 and 99 account. My practice account and my 77 account have almost the same clubs. There's a few clubs that are off here and there, but for the most part, they're pretty much exactly the same. So when the week starts off, I get a look at the holes and I write down what hole it is. Hole in the one, Eagle Peak, par 3, hole 2. So I know that it's because it's hole 1 in the Community Cup, but it's hole 2 in Eagle Peak. And then I know that it was in the Great Outdoors. It was in the Fall Major in 18 and the Fall Major in 19. It was hole 2 in all 3 of those. And so I write down what holes it was in so that I can go through and look through my playlists and find good examples of those holes coming into it, just like getting base notes. And I write down some basic stuff on ball just as I'm reviewing those, not trying to get too detailed, but just some basic stuff so I can do the walkthrough. And when I do the walkthrough, I'm not like, none of that stuff is always written in stone. It's like I'm trying to think out loud and just kind of walk through the process. So those are my base notes that I start off with at the beginning. And then I go through and I watch the videos in the playlist, and then I come up with some basic notes. So yesterday I did a video or last night, just on what my notes were, like what ball and club I was thinking about bringing. And then today, as I went through both practice rounds, in my odd account, hold on. In my odd account, I made some notes on here for adjustments, and then as I went through my 77 account, then I made more notes and I erased some stuff and I changed some things as I learned more about it. So that's all about practice. So these were my practice notes, and then I take those practice notes and then I condense it down and I make myself a set of notes going into the qualifying round. So going into the qualifying round, these are my qualifying round notes, and I'll go through this process for the next round, the opening round. And in most cases, I can stick with this and I'll make adjustments going into the opening round, and I'll make some notes on here, and then I'll use those notes. And then in the weekend round, I'll go through and watch the videos, and I will make a super tight brand new set of notes just for the weekend round. But the note stuff, when you're taking notes, like like how much work you put into it. That's why one of the things about my clan is we don't have the grinding deal, because heck, look at how much grinding you got to do when you're prepping for tournaments. So there is some effort that's involved into it to try and figure these holes out and to try and dial it in so that we can do it. So now I've got some basic stuff on here. So now what I'm really looking for in tomorrow's qualifying round is I'm going to start really focusing on wind adjustments and start working wind adjustments. So when I get into the opening round, I'm going to see more stuff on here as far as like wind and like what I'm really doing. And I've already got some stuff on here that I've learned today, but I'll continue to work on that, and come opening round, then I can really start to dial in all the rest of this stuff, club, where I'm at, how much topspin, all that stuff is set. I've got that now. I'm not going to move off of that, because now we're starting to dial in from that spot what the wind is. So there is a process that goes along. So if you watch my stuff at the beginning of the week and it's like, how in the heck does this guy get anything or ever end up in the top 10 or the top anything? It's because for me, it's a process. And I don't want to come out on Monday and shoot an 18 on Monday. I want to shoot an 18 on a side on Saturday. And so it's a progress for me. But that's just a little bit on how my notes are and what my setup is. One of the things I did notice, and talking to one of my teammates, he has bought a tablet, is when I do my tablet, it's easy to slide off the screen. Like you're doing some max curl shot and you're coming over here, and it's easy to just slide right off the screen. And what I have noticed is with the case that I have and the screen protector is that it's hard for me to get to slide off because my stylus won't go off in those areas. So if I'm doing a max overpower shot or I'm doing max curl, if I slide, I don't ever slide too far and end up off. And the stylus that comes with the Samsung Note, or this is a Samsung tablet, it's too fine tipped, and so I use my 1/4 inch tip, 5.5 inch And this is not my favorite one. My favorite one that I like to play my rounds with is in my pocket. It's my blue one. And when I'm really pissed and I want to do it, I have a red one and I only pull out. It's a superstition thing when you do sports. I mean, that's how it works, right? So like I only pull it out when it's like, okay, like it's super serious. I pull out my red one. All right, that's how my process works. Thanks for watching.